Guys, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for watching. As you all know, it's World Cup, so clearly as much as I've tried to cover everything and I tried to go about my normal life away from this and still give you guys my content and what in regards to what I'm watching and feeling in regards to the World Cup, I can't do it all in it. But we've had some decent amount of football being played. Obviously, there's more football to be played. There's a lot of football, so I thought let me give you guys a little roundup of my feelings on a couple games over the last 2 days. What game have we got first? Sure, alright, cool. Colombia versus Japan. That group, Colombia, Japan, Senegal, Poland, different continents, different ways of football. It's a very partisan group, and it's wonderful for the neutrals. As you got to see, Japan versus Colombia, it really should have been on, in my opinion, at 7 rather than the first game. But it was entertaining. Colombia are in problems. They're not builders' favourites, but people expect them to shake a few heads or at least gain more credibility in every World Cup or competition they're in. The commentator said they've only played one friendly prior to this game, prior to the World Cup. That's poor preparation, and you saw them playing poor. I mean, you saw the opening couple of stages with the errors. Davison Sanchez got torn a new one, and then obviously Carlos Sanchez handballed and got sent off. Great win by Japan, to be fair. It was a good, I must admit, there was a lack of quality throughout the game and it disappointed me, but for sure, in sheer entertainment, better yet, levels, it really impressed me. Falcao was also woeful. Poland versus Senegal. I did tell you guys, I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm not saying Senegal are going to be the first African nation to win the World Cup or anything like that. I did tell you guys, in a World Cup where a lot of the African teams have failed to deliver and they've conceded some poor goals, and let's be honest, there's a lot of negative stereotypes in regards to the standard of African teams and things like that. I thought Senegal could go against them prejudices and them biases, and they started off well. I told you guys they've got some good young players, they've got a decent squad. It's only when I actually watched them that I realised they're decent players. Koulibaly, if he's not playing out at Madrid, Barca, one of them sides, is a crime. Wagner, he got stressed out at fullback. He's a young 19-year-old, but they all helped him. And Sarr was good in patches here and there. And Mane, I felt, could have played much better, but it was a terrific win for Senegal, and they showed up. They fought for each other, they fought for the country, the nation. They fed off the energy, and it was good because people expected Poland to walk this group or at least qualify, and they still can. People expected Holland and Lewandowski to probably hit 3-4 against Senegal, and thought it'd be a case of the centre halves, the two centre halves being like Chuckle Brothers. That wasn't it. Credit to Senegal. Like I said, they're not through just yet, but hopefully they go all the way, man. I've got a lot of time for Senegal. Credit to Ndai and them man there as well. Lewandowski had a stinker. Obviously, Spain versus Iran. I mean, I must admit, I do have concerns about Spain being able to play Plan B when they get to face the harder nations. But Spain's probably my most enjoyable team out of the big nations at the moment because they did the passes. Iniesta, why are you going to Japan, bro? Like, look at you're balling out at this World Cup. You're balling out. Did you not see what Iniesta was doing? Did you see what Isco was doing? Silva was a bit quiet, but even him in patches and Busquets every now and again, like. I swear down, I could watch Spain all day, man. The passes, the way they were moving, it was just incredible. Should have taken a lot more of their chances again against bigger nations that might come back to haunt them. The Plan B thing as well, because at times they were struggling to break down Iran. Sorry, pardon me. And there was no Plan B. There was just back and forth, side to sides passes. So like we know Spain, when you're as good as them, you don't necessarily need a Plan B. But yeah, you guys get the point. Like, what else was I gonna say? On another day, Iran, there were some chances Iran probably should have taken. I'm sure Spain would have liked to have scored more because on paper, they played good against Portugal. Obviously, it was a good point for both sides. Iran, they probably would have liked to have won more convincingly. And like I said, even with the VAR thing, if when Iran scored or whatever, if that's on another day or a ref does something different or whatever, that's a goal. And then that's Spain with 2 draws from 2 games struggling to qualify regardless of how well they've been playing. So yeah, man, Spain are quality. Obviously, Portugal versus Morocco, I felt that was a woeful game, to be fair. Ronaldo being Ronaldo, scores his goal, does his thing. Wasn't impressed with my guy Guedes. I felt he had a stinker. Just the real quality. There's a lot of themes, man. The lack of defend. It's like no team in this World Cup can defend from set pieces and things like that. It's very much an enjoyable World Cup, man. Obviously, Ronaldo got his goal. On another day, Morocco, Amrabat gave Guerrero some stress in that game. On another day, Morocco scored, and it could be a different story for Portugal. But out of all these games, obviously we had Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. Suarez got his goal for Uruguay. I must admit, that was a bit of a woeful watch. It was a drag. Godin played amazing, and I felt Bentancur had a better game than his last one. But yeah, man, for me, Uruguay still need to up it. It doesn't even matter about anti-football and stuff like that. I don't really care for how many passes they want to do. I'm not getting at that. For me, it does look like players are playing within themselves. They gotta get it clicking. Yes, Cavani and Suarez in 2 games have a goal apiece, but I feel that side can click a bit more. And definitely for the attacking talent it has, it's not that mad of attacking talents when you look past Cavani and Suarez. They definitely have more than what their country deserves. I mean, they're not showing more than their country. How do I put this? They need to show their country and their countrymen back at home in their normal jobs a bit more, in my opinion. Not that they're not. I'm not saying they're not fighting for the shirt. I'm just saying I think they can go up a couple levels. But at the end of the day, how do you quantify that? Because Spain have been playing good football. Yeah, their group might be hard or whatever, depending on how you look at it. But Spain have been playing good football over the last 2 games. They've got 4 points. Uruguay, you could say they're iffy. They have 6 points. If it's on, again, not to look at the opponents in the group and stuff, but if it's based on that, Uruguay have more of a chance of qualifying top and getting an easier opponent. There's no easier opponent in the last 16 or in the World Cup at all, genuinely speaking, because everybody got here for a reason. But yeah, man, I would say out of all these games, that was against, who did Uruguay play? Was it Saudi Arabia? Forgive me if it's wrong, people. There's so much football I can't keep up. But we had Colombia, Japan. We had Colombia play versus Japan. We had Senegal. We had Spain. We had Portugal. And we had Uruguay in the last couple of days. Out of all them games, I enjoyed the Senegal one. I'd probably put that first. That was an enjoyable one. From the football purists and the principles I love about football and the way I like to play football, Spain would be second. Cristiano Ronaldo, probably Colombia, Japan, because it was an enjoyable one. Any time to watch Cristiano Ronaldo is a time spent doing and wisely. So I've got that. Probably Uruguay last, but I'm happy for Senegal. And on that note, that's my little review in regards to the games I've watched. Obviously, when the more the more World Cup games come about, I'll come up with another vid like this and pop up very soon. But for now, guys, Deluded. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. I'm out.